Right now, somewhere in America, someone is checking their investment account. The number looks good. Returns are steady. Their financial advisor is a legend. Everyone they know trusts him. They have absolutely no idea that the money isn't there. That's exactly what 37,000 people experienced when they trusted Bernie Madoff. Doctors, celebrities, charities, Nobel Prize winners, a retired teacher in Florida, a small business owner in New Jersey. Every single one of them got cleaned out. $65 billion. Gone. And nobody noticed for 20 years. Not the government, not the banks, not Wall Street's sharpest minds. Nobody. So here's the question that should keep you up at night. How does the biggest financial fraud in American history happen in broad daylight for 2 decades and nobody catches it? The answer is going to change how you think about trust forever. To understand the scam, you need to understand who Madoff was before it all happened. Because he wasn't some shady guy in a back alley. He was the establishment. Madoff started his investment firm in 1960 with $5,000 saved from working as a lifeguard. $5,000. That's it. Within a decade, Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities was one of the most respected firms on Wall Street. He helped build the NASDAQ, sat on its board, chaired it 3 times. When regulators needed to understand how modern markets worked, they called Bernie Madoff. He wasn't just trusted. He was the person other trusted people went to for advice. When you're that embedded in the system stops questioning you. That's not an accident. That's exactly what Madoff was counting on. The fraud itself was almost insultingly simple. It's called a Ponzi scheme. You take money from new investors and use it to pay returns to old ones. No actual investing happens. You're just moving money in a circle. Every Ponzi scheme eventually collapses. Every person who ever ran one got caught, usually within a few years. Madoff ran his for at least 17 years. How? 3 reasons. First, he was boring about his returns. Most fraudsters promise 50%, 100% overnight. Madoff promised 10 to 12% annually. Consistent, quiet, reliable. Every year, up or down market, 10 to 12%. That consistency felt like genius. It wasn't genius. It was a lie told quietly enough that nobody screamed. Second, he made it exclusive. You couldn't just walk up and give him money. His fund was invitation only. You needed to know someone who knew someone. And here's the psychology. When something is hard to get, your brain decides it must be worth having. Exclusivity killed people's skepticism before it even started. Third, he used middlemen, wealthy firms that funneled client money into his fund and took a cut for doing it. They had every incentive to keep the money flowing and 0 incentive to ask uncomfortable questions. Modest, exclusive, well-connected, run by the most respected man on Wall Street. What could possibly go wrong? Here's the part that'll make you angry. Someone tried to stop this. In 1999, 9 years before Madoff was arrested, a financial analyst named Harry Markopolos sat down with Madoff's numbers. It took him 4 hours. 4 hours to prove mathematically that what Madoff was claiming was impossible. The returns were too consistent. The strategy he described couldn't produce those numbers. The math simply didn't work. Markopolos went to the SEC, the government body literally created to catch this exact kind of fraud. They did nothing. He went back in 2001. Nothing. 2005. Nothing. 2007. Nothing. He submitted a 17-page document titled, and I'm not making this up, "The world's largest hedge fund is a fraud." The SEC looked at it and shrugged. Why? Because Bernie Madoff was Bernie Madoff. He had regulated, testified, and lunched with these people for decades. Investigating him felt like investigating your own father. The system built to catch him had been charmed by him. By 2008, everything was teetering. The financial crisis hit, markets collapsed, investors panicked and pulled money out of everything, including Madoff's fund. In weeks, clients requested $7 billion back. Madoff didn't have $7 billion. He had $300 million against $65 billion in supposed client assets. The circle stopped spinning. On December 9, 2008, Madoff called his 2 sons into his apartment and told them everything. The whole thing was a fraud. Always had been. He was finished. His sons called a lawyer. Then the FBI. The next morning, federal agents showed up at his penthouse on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. One agent asked directly, "Is there an innocent explanation?" Madoff said no. There is not. He was arrested on the spot, age 70. The damage was staggering. 37,000 victims, 136 countries, charities shut down overnight. That retired teacher in Florida lost her entire pension. The small business owner in New Jersey lost 30 years of savings. People who did everything right and lost everything anyway. Elie Wiesel, Nobel Peace Prize winner and Holocaust survivor, lost his foundation's entire $15 million endowment. Gone. In 2009, Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 federal crimes, sentenced to 150 years. The judge called it extraordinarily evil. He died in prison in 2021. So here's the real lesson. Madoff didn't steal $65 billion because he was smarter than everyone. He stole it because everyone decided that someone like him didn't need to be questioned. The more someone looks like they belong, the more trusted they appear, the harder it becomes to see them clearly. Right now, somewhere in America, someone is checking their investment account. The number looks good. Returns are steady. Everyone they know trusts him. They have absolutely no idea. And neither did 37,000 people until it was too late.